G'day, today I'm going to do a ribeye roast and I'm going to do it in a different method. I've been playing with a little sous vide machine of late. So that's what we're going to do with this piece. It's going to sous vide it at about 125 degrees Fahrenheit for about 6 to 7 hours. And then once that's done, I'm going to take it out and colour up. Haven't decided yet which way I'm going to brown this up. I don't think I'll do it in the oven. I'll either do it in a smoker type situation on the Weber, just so that it gets a nice colour on the outside, or I might turn on my gas grill at a searing high heat and just whack it on there on all the sides and sear it up. But the piece we have today is 1.5 kilos. So it's just over 3 pounds, 3 and a bit pounds. It has some light marbling through it, which will give it a bit of flavour and some nice texture. See here, it's a nice chunk worth, about the thickness of my hand maybe. Little bit of a cap on it, not too much. Nothing on the bottom there. The other side, got a, you can see the decal really is nice and big here. Bit of fat going through there. The eye itself, yeah, quite a nice looking piece. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it out of this vac seal bag that I've got it in. I'm going to season it up. Nothing special, just salt, pepper, lots of it though, because it is a big piece of meat. And if I put a lot of salt, pepper on there while it's sous videing, that salt, pepper is going to mix with any of the juices that come out of it. And sitting there for 6 hours, it's going to hopefully penetrate the meat quite well. Sous vide it up. Once it's done, I'm going to save any juices that come out to make a gravy or a sauce or a jus, whatever you want to call it. When it comes out, I'll also let it sit for a little while, and I intend on searing it just before it's time to eat. So let's get this thing going. Meat is now seasoned up. A lot of salt. It is a big chunk of meat. It's very thick, so a lot of salt, a lot of pepper. Have my sous vide bag here ready to go. I'm going to get in there and then we're going to vacuum seal it. We're in the vacuum bag. Now when you put in the vacuum bag, lip your vacuum bag over itself, over the back. That way here, where you're going to seal, does not get any contamination which might affect the quality of your seal. You're not getting any of the blood from the meat or anything on there. Then you can fold this back over and we put that in our sealer. And the fun part, so we've got in a sealer here in the bag. We're about to put the lid down on the sealer. Turn that to on. She's all locked in. And here comes the fun part, vac seal. Okay, once that's done, you see I've got a pretty good seal on it. Now this is just a domestic sealer. It's not the most powerful one in the world. If you had a proper vacuum sealer, you could probably get it even tighter than this, but yeah, it's going to be as good as it gets. It's going to be perfect for the sous vide machine, no issue at all. You can see there's still all the salt and pepper that's on the meat. I'm now going to get the sous vide machine out, fill it up with some hot water. That way it starts sous videing sooner, and off we go, and we'll leave this thing for a few hours. And I am now ready to sous vide. I've got my sous vide machine there in my, I just use a cooler, medium-sized cooler. It works for me. If you can see the display there, I've got it set to 125 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 125 Fahrenheit, which will give us a good medium rare. Then once we rest and we roast it up, you know, we're going to get that extra 5 degrees to get it to that 130-ish mark. I think that is the right temperature for a nice medium. I'm going to get our meat and we're going to start to sous vide. In she goes. All good. I'll see you all in about 6 hours. So the sous vide has now been going for 6 hours. It's almost 4 p.m. and we started at 6 a.m. You can see the roast or the ribeye slab of beef there swimming around and dancing around in the water. It's about in the middle, so it's good because it's getting water flow all around the entire slab. Now I have decided how I am going to roast this up and colour it, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to go out here past my gas griller. I'm passing that, and we're going to whack it here into the wood fire oven where I've started up a fire. I'm going to burn these couple of logs down to coals, and then if you go back you'll see my Christmas porchetta roast. I'm going to do the same with this that I did with that, because that turned out so amazing and really got a beautiful crust on it. So once these are burnt down, I'm going to take that roast, I'm going to put it on a rack on top of a drip tray, fire on this side, roast on this side, and the intense heat for about 10-12 minutes will give us a beautiful crispy exterior, a nice golden colour. So yeah, I'm now going to go take the roast out of the sous vide bath, and I'm actually going to let it sit for about half an hour to 45 minutes while this fire here starts taking and these logs catch. Sous vide. Yes, it doesn't look pretty, but one thing I can tell you, it is incredibly soft. So I'm going to let that sit there now for about half an hour while the fire gets going, and that will help tenderize the meat, and it will also help it dry out so we get a nice colour. I've also collected all the juices in here by snipping off the corner of the bag, and I'm going to make a sauce with that. Okay, here we are, fire is going, and we have our roast beef, or our sous vide piece of beef ribeye, in the wood fire oven, getting some nice colour on it. We'll have a look at it in about 2-3 minutes, see how it's going, and give it a flip. We're out of the wood fire oven now. We had her in there for about 10 to 15 minutes. Gave it a couple of flips on different sides. And this is what she looks like. The fat has rendered out nicely with that charcoal roasted colour. It looks pretty good, and it still seems to be really soft. So that's going to sit for about 10 minutes, maybe 20, we'll see. Because in the meantime, we are just roasting up some corn in the wood fire oven as well, some fresh corn. So here is the final product. It's come out incredibly juicy, perfectly red, edge to edge, thanks to the sous vide, and a lovely crust on the outside, well salted and lots of pepper flavour. 2 slices in, and you can just see how it's actually cooked. It might look raw, but it's a perfect medium red. Once you get that slice on the plate, you can just see as I touch this and play with it how soft it is. It's incredibly tender, incredibly soft. The flavour is amazing, and that decal is to die for. I really suggest that you try this method of cooking for your next ribeye.